Hello, my name is Fear Dragon, and I have a request for Legacy of the Void. It's not a request for Blizzard, it's a request for the entire Starcraft 2 community. I want everyone to start thinking of solutions to problems that they themselves can implement. Lately, people have been making a lot of suggestions to other people. Total Biscuit should do this. Rifkin should do this. Blizzard needs to do this! And that isn't a bad thing in and of itself. But far too often I see people just thinking, someone else should do this thing that I've identified as a problem, and here's the solution for someone else. This is my call to action for the entire Starcraft community. Don't just think about what other people can do to solve the problems you see. Think about what you can do. And you might be thinking, well, I can't do anything. That's probably not true. Everyone has a different set of advantages and disadvantages that give them a different skill set to approach problems in a different way. Rifkin is a great example of this. Rifkin didn't start base trade TV by throwing money into tournaments. That wasn't his advantage. His advantage was time. So he put that time toward becoming the most stable source of StarCraft 2 quality content that exists in the StarCraft 2 scene. He used his advantages to put himself into a position where he could have access to the community funding that allowed him to run tournaments and host events. He didn't approach the problem by saying, I don't have money, so I can't run tournaments or organize and host events. He used his advantages to put himself into a position where he could have access to the community funding to run those tournaments and those events that he does now. Lycan from the late game is another great example of a different skill set. Lycan has a full-time job, which means he has the alternative income source that Rifkin didn't have. But what he doesn't have because of that job is a lot of time, so he can't take the same approach that Rifkin did. So what did Lycan do? Well, he didn't try to broadcast for 8 hours a day every single day and try to become the core source of StarCraft content like Base Trade TV did. No, he started doing tournaments like Gosu Pizza and the Lycan League, and he started making a weekly podcast called The Late Game. Both of these guys used their advantages and found ways to overcome their disadvantages. Now, you also have a unique skill set to solve problems. Let's say you want to get more people into the game. Yes, we can all say, Blizzard, please implement skins, please implement voice packs, please. Those are things Blizzard can do, and they're fine to talk about and suggest, but take it a step further and think about what you can contribute. Are you a software developer? Go make an application that makes it easier for new players to find other people to play with. If you're good with artsy stuff, then try making some StarCraft related things. I know I get excited by other gaming communities' artwork and actually want to play the game more because they make the game look so awesome. Even if you think you're completely talentless, which is probably not true, there are things you can do. If you're in school, you're surrounded by the core demographic for StarCraft. Go see if anyone's interested in either playing the game, trying it out, or heck, even just sitting down and watching a stream with you while you explain what's going on. Heck, the next time a StarCraft tournament finals is going on, send a link to some of your friends and explain to them why Parting versus Life is building up such an insane amount of hype and why they should be watching this. If you find yourself suggesting solutions to problems you've identified, then I'm going to assume that you're at least a little bit invested in seeing the scene grow. You may not want to devote your entire life and well-being into StarCraft, and that's totally fine. Put as much effort as you want into it. All I ask is that you consider what you could do, and then act on whatever you think is reasonable. There's plenty of small things that you could do that I'll actually add up pretty quickly. So that's my call to action. Start thinking about solutions that you can implement and act on them when it's reasonable for you to do so. And I know that we're already 4 months into the year, but I want 2015 to be the year of action as well as community solutions. Thank you all so much for listening, and happy StarCrafting.